Welcome to the May 22nd edition of Colorado Inside Out Postgame, a special web-exclusive production here on Channel 12. Let's get a quick take on Jefferson County schools making headlines this week after it declined to host a bill signing ceremony with Governor John Hickenlooper. JeffCo Superintendent Dan McMinimee cited potential safety concerns for a high-profile event with such short notice. Patty Calhoun from Westward. Now, this wasn't just any bill. The bill that the governor was going to sign was going to streamline some of the testing procedures within schools. So there's a couple different layers to the story. What do you think?
Well, and the first layer is that was a bill that was very hard fought to come up with compromises at the end. One of the surprise affiliations of the last legislative session was the teachers union and then the far right getting together to fight these testing things. So they came up with a compromise, removed some testing days. It seemed like pretty much of a win-win. The governor has been going all over the state to sign bills. You know, we had the National Western bill, not surprisingly here, but he's been on the Western Slope. He's been in Southern Colorado. He's been in Eastern Colorado because there were bills that affected all different parts of the state. You would think, given Jefferson County's very high-profile issues with education and with the school board, they could have come up with a solution that would work. I'm still not sure why. I mean, the superintendent said it was bad time to go to a high school. I don't know why they couldn't come up with another location that would work, since we've already had Katy Perry go to Lakewood High School. You know, there had to be something that wouldn't be too much of a security risk, but it didn't look good as a refusal for JeffCo.
Time, break down the battle of wills here.
It's an interesting break from the typical Hickenlooper public brand, which is I am so affable and quirky. And you really saw his peevish side come out when he was complaining about this so much. JeffCo hosted 2 bill signings for him last year. But what he demanded was he wanted Lakewood High School in the middle of finals week at 8:20 in the morning. When you got 2,100 students and the teachers coming into the building, that is a tough situation. The superintendent said, look, if we've hosted you and other people, including Katy Perry, but not at a high school in the middle of finals week. You know, if you could do it, and not in the morning. You know, if you wanted to do it in the afternoon, like at 2:20 or 3 o'clock, that would have been easier to do. Or if you'd been willing to do it at an elementary school where we don't have this huge finals thing going on, that would have been good. So given his, I think, unreasonable second-term itis of saying, no, I shall sign where I wish and everyone must accommodate me, I think it's inconsistent with really being an education reformer to be so heedless about the actual educational process at the place you want to use as your prop.
Penn Tate, attorney at Greenbridge Trial Rig, also a longtime state lawmaker. You've got JeffCo on one side who's not been shy about their politics. You have a governor here who seems to not looking for flexibility. What do you make of the issue?
Well, first of all, I'm stunned at the significant medical afflictions the governor is now suffering from based on David's description. That notwithstanding, this is clearly a political battle. It's a test of wills. I don't know why JeffCo would do this. They've had countless issues with how they've handled, not just from a political relations perspective, just from a customer service perspective, how they've treated students and parents and teachers, that it would seem that they'd look for some positive ink. You can't convince me that all of the high school students were going to stand around and watch the bill signing, or the teachers were going to do that. That's like watching paint dry in many instances. It wasn't going to happen. What they clearly wanted was just some backdrop with teachers and students moving around and signing a bill. There'd be lawmakers standing around them, some of the governor's staff. You sign the bill, they take pictures, you answer a few questions, and you go. It wasn't going to be a major distraction. I'm hard-pressed to believe it was going to be a security issue for the governor, since the state troopers would probably be with him anyway, and some other members of his security detail. It's not like the school district has to supply security for the governor. So the whole of the JeffCo superintendent, to me, is just bizarre under these circumstances. And I don't know why you pick a fight with the governor over something this simple. They're in and out in 45 minutes and it's done.
Kara DeGette, editor of the Greater Park Hill News. Thank you very much for being here. It's been a while since you've been back on the show. Is this about politics or is this about scheduling?
Well, this is about politics, and yes, the governor could have just gone over and quietly signed his bill, or maybe with a press release issued, and some students and teachers milling about and gone about his business. But kudos to the superintendent and the administrators of Jefferson County School District for creating such an environment for a great civics lesson instead, and blowing the lid off of everything. So all of a sudden there's a big scandal, and everybody has to, and the governor's not invited come, and hopefully this inspires students and voters to really witness some pretty petty and small-minded behavior and take some action. What a great civics lesson.
That's all the time we have for Colorado Inside Postgame this week. Leave us a comment, tell us what you think. For everyone here at CPT12.org, I'm Dominic Dezzutti. Thanks for watching.